Hey guys, this is Lisa Tedder with Tedder Bear Stamping, and today I'm going to share with you a card that I saw online and I just made it my own. So let's get started. First off, we are going to start off with a piece of 8.5 by 11 piece of Seaside Spray. And I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cutter here because I think that I don't show you enough how easy it is to get a card, to make a card from scratch. First time I did this, I was terrified. I don't know why, but I just was like scared to death of cutting this paper that I'd do it wrong. So this is 11 inches wide, and so we are going to cut it at 5.5. Okay, but we don't want it to be 5.5 big. Well, yes, we do. We do want it 5.5. Sorry, I'm thinking ahead. So you cut it at 5.5. And I added these little white strips onto mine because I like to be able to see on both sides what I'm cutting. So that just makes it easier for me. All right, so then you're going to turn it in half around and set it at 4.25 because this is by 8, so that's halfway. And don't use your cutting tool. Use your scoring tool, and then you have where you score it, and then you can fold it, and there is the front of your card or the base of your card. Then I'm going to come in with this piece because I want 2 layers and I want to be able to use them both. I always make my cards to where they have layers on the front and the back, so that, or and the inside, so that it can match. I like to have my cards match. So this time I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to do it 4 3/4 because I want a bigger border. 4 3/4, and then you can save this for a scrap at one point. And then you can get 2 3.5s out of this. And since I'm making my cards match on the inside and front, I'm going to cut them both the same. So 3.5. And then you save that too. All right, so we have that, and we have our base, which I've already scored. So I'm going to have the card go this way, and it's going to be layered with black cardstock, and that will be measured at 3 3/4 by 5. So you're going to, when you go to do anything, either you're going to have a big border like this, which is 1/4 inch more all the way around. So this was done at 3.5, so this would be done at 3 3/4. And then the side was 4 3/4, so this would be at 5. So that way you have it as a, you just add a 1/4 inch all the way around, or like to the piece that you want to mat. All right, so we got that. I'm going to bring this in, and today I'm going to be using 2 stamp sets. The Mountain Air and Grace's Garden. I love both of these, so I had to put them together. Now, I did get this idea from, let's see if I have my little cheat sheet to say who I got it from. Oh yes, here we go. Carrie Bunting. She made this gate with the cat, and I just changed it up a little bit so that we could, let me move this over so it's in the middle, so that we could do the card with the kitty on it. I love the kitty. All right, so first off, we're going to come in with our mountains, and since we're using Seaside Spray, I'm going to go ahead and use it for this also. That's one thing about Stampin' Up! Is that all our colors coordinate together with our ribbons, our buttons if we have buttons, and doodads. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp that full strength with Seaside Spray, and then I'm going to clean this because I'm going to come in with the white. And this is an old white that I have used, but you can get an uninked one, I think, and get reinkers for the white, and then you'll be set. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this all inked up, and I'm going to offset it a little bit. I wanted it to look like it was snowing or had snow on the top. So I want to offset it a little bit. Ah, that's so pretty. Okay. Now normally with the white ink, you want to go run this under a sink or use a different cleaner than your regular cleaner. Just, not that it won't work, it just makes it easier to keep it clean. Okay, so then we are going to come in with our biggest circle from the stitched shapes, and you can see it has a stitch all the way around, which I love. We're going to put this aside just for a second, and we're going to bring that in and stamp a border of flowers. I knew I'd think of it somehow or another. Okay, so you have these little tiny flowers that we're going to stamp using the Memento, and we are going to put that at the bottom of going across of our circle, and just have them meet and go across. It's very easy. There you go. All right, and then we are going to come in with our stamp that I need to go clean real quick. So I'll be right back because we need to put the mountains on here too. All right, so I'm going to come in with the Seaside Spray again, and this time I'm just going to do this part of my mountains, and then I'm going to stamp it off because I don't want it to be super in your face. And we'll go ahead and put that. I just want it to be where it just is on here and it looks pretty. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and come in with Balmy Blue and a brush that I use for sponging, which makes it a lot easier to do stuff. Doesn't leave the smudges. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this sponge and go over the mountains and between the flowers. Don't go to the bottom. Okay, and we'll be using this on the big card here in a minute, so I'm not going to put it away. All right, then you're going to come in with green, and of course I don't have that, so let me go get it. Okay, so I have my green here, and I am going to come in with a sponge, take some of it off so it doesn't get so blotchy, and just sponge the bottom of this. There we go. That looks good, huh? All right, so now I'm just going to color the flowers and the leaves, and I'm going to use blends for that, and I'm going to use the light Old Olive, and we are going to also use the dark Real Red for the flowers. So let me do the flowers first. Let me get a little closer so you can see. It's this way. All right. That's pretty easy. Okay, so now I'm going to bring back in this, and I'm going to go ahead and lay this down so I can see where my mountains and my flowers go across. So I'm going to bring in the Memento again and just start it on both ends here, or one end, so I can see where it's going to match up. Move this and then just keep continuing it. Come in with my green again and sponge the bottom of this. Now I didn't get my green wet again just to see if I had enough to get the whole thing. That's good enough. All right, and then I'm going to color my flowers again. Now my flowers are kind of going uphill, but just pretend that I did it straight. All right, so I have this now, and then when I pop this up, I can stick it right on there and it'll look beautiful. So I'm going to come in with my sponge again and just go over the top and the middle. It's not going to really show up a lot, but it's going to add a little bit of a hue to it. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and you will cut out your gate with this, and let me show you. I have that done. I did some of this ahead of time because I didn't think we needed to be doing the whole thing. So here is what it comes out to be. Now I want it to be where this is a little lower, and I don't want it to have this on it. So I'm going to cut it here and then try to go straight across. Hopefully I did. And whoops. And then I'm going to cut on this line right here. If you can see right above where they have the little ledge there. So we have that. I'm going to stick that there. And then on the other side. Okay. So there is an indent. I don't think you can see. Maybe you can. But that is going to be so where it's on the front. And then we're going to come in with some liquid glue and put it on the front of your part that you trimmed. I don't want it to flip over. All right, so I didn't really get this straight. I can so tell. I'm going to trim that off. There, that looks better. All right, so you come in with your piece that you put a tiny bit of glue on, and you're just going to meet it up to where this goes right to the top there. So now you have your little cap onto your fence. I'll make sure I got it right. Okay. Just put a tiny bit of liquid glue there to hold it. And put it on so that it comes right to that edge. Then I'm going to, because I want it to look like it's been opened, I'm going to go ahead and cut the fence open. Alright, so now we're going to come in with some strips that and put on the back of this to make this stand up. Now I have my both. I have the big, the regular dimensionals, and I have the minis. But it doesn't really matter because I'm going to just cut off the edge where it is just part of one. And all around the edge is usually one that's all full that's not cut out. So you can use it like this. Then you're going to just cut it into little pieces and put it on the back of your gate. I'm going to move this back in, move this. Bring in my circle that I have already. Sorry, I'm trying to get it all straightened up here. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and put our fence on. Which you peel off the back to make it sticky on both sides. And I'm going to take off the other one before I put them together. I just want the flowers to peek out on the other side, or on the inside there. Okay, so isn't that cute? I love it already. Okay, so then you're going to stamp your kitty, which he is adorable, which I love kitties. I love dogs too, but if I had to choose, I think I'd choose a cat. Okay, so you're also going to stamp the bird. Alright, and then you're going to color them, which I'm going to color the bird red so that it matches the flowers. And the cool thing that Carrie did, which I had a calico cat and she was just so sweet. So you're going to use light pumpkin pie, light and dark smoky slate on the kitty. And the dark smoky slate is going to go where all these lines are by the cat. And I just kind of add a couple spots of gray. Then I'm going to come in with my light pumpkin pie, and I want them to have quite a bit of the orange because I think it's so cute. See if you can see. Sorry if I got it in the way. Alright, and then come in with the light smoky slate and color in the rest. Now the great thing is that if you want it to look a little smudgy, come in with your color lifter and just go over it just a little bit to blend it. Okay, so I've already got the cat cut out. I did not do the bird. I didn't cut him out yet. And also you're going to stamp, this is what came out of the bottom of this when I had it. So this set here. So now I'm going to use it as my scrap. I also did a little hello using the Stitch So Sweetly dies, which is right here. Love those. And I already cut that out, which I want to come over with my blue and just sponge it. Alright. So we're going to go ahead. I already cut out the cat. We're going to put some dimensionals on him. Well, not all of him. We are going to put dimensionals on his bottom half, because his top half is going to be on the fence. So we're going to put a little drop. Let me get this off first. Okay, a little drop by his head so that that's what's going to be up by the fence. And then he's going to go right here. He is so cute. Okay, and then the bird we're going to cut out with the die here, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have the bird, and I am going to just put a teeny tiny piece of the dimensionals on the back. You can use a mini, but since I already had this ready, I'm going to use this. And he is going to go up here on the fence. And my dog is wanting something. No, Jack. Alright. Then we're going to go ahead and put dimensionals on the back of this. Line up the heart with the mountains. And I'm going to move it to the side a little bit this time so that I have more room for my sentiment that I'm going to put right here. And I'm going to put a dimensional on this. And that's going to go right here. I love this card. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put those onto the piece of 3 3/4 by 5 using my liquid glue. Isn't that cute? Okay, and then we are going to go ahead and put this onto that. Good thing this is visual, because this onto that would be confusing if, there we go, you weren't seeing it. Okay, so, and I don't think I got these measurements. Yes, it did. Okay. Isn't that cute? All right, so for the inside, I just put that other piece that I cut with some flowers, and on the inside, and I had the same layers. So it ends up being stinking cute. You can add diamonds if you want, but I think that this is perfect just the way it is. And come back and see me. I have, for those who purchase from me, since I'm a demonstrator in the United States, free tutorials for any order over $35. So you get some really nice tutorials with pictures and step-by-step instructions. So hopefully you take me up on that. All right, well, I will see you next time. Thank you.